Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we won't do a yoga class, but I want to share with you my path of becoming a yoga teacher. At the moment I'm teaching the 30-hour online teacher training, and this is for me personally such an important topic, self-development. And I think at the moment it is especially important that we realize that the things we see on social media are not always the full reality, or maybe not even part of reality. So I often hear these terms like, yeah, you were lucky, you were one of the first yoga teachers, or you're a male yoga teacher, or it's just because of your followers, or everything is always booked out, and yeah, you're so successful with what you're doing. But it's not always the truth what we're seeing there. I had so many times where I had to cancel a retreat or an event, a workshop or whatever, because I didn't have enough sign-ins, or I didn't have any sign-ups at all. And I still try to share this on social media and in my stories that I had to cancel it because no one booked. But of course, if you see a profile with, let's say, professional photos and a higher number of followers, we start to believe that this person has to be successful. But being successful is so relative. I mean, your answer could be so different than my answer, my definition of a successful life. And we get this image of owning a car, having a big house, and yeah, having hundreds of thousands of followers is success. But for me as a yoga teacher, if my goal is to travel around and to fill classes wherever I go, and I go to, for example, Mexico, and I have only one person in my yoga class, I'm not successful in the goal I want to achieve. But maybe I still have a wonderful private life, which is also such a huge part of success. So, you know, I hope you understand the message I want to tell you. And let's start with my path. I went to a business school with, focus on marketing and business. And after that, I wanted to become a TV host. So I tried to be part of a competition in Austria, and I went to the channel. I came to the finals, but I was just too young to share the news with 20 or 21. So they told me I should try it a few years after. I went to the radio, and it was also not perfect fit for me. My parents own a fruit and vegetable shop in Innsbruck in Austria, and I was always working there since I was 14, every Saturday and all the summer holidays. So I went back to this, family business and supported my family there, and thought about studying and becoming a teacher, sports and German. But I fell in love with the contact with people and with a healthy life and these vegetables and fruits, and it just felt good to work with my family and to support them. But after working more and more hours, from 30 to 50 to 60 hours, I was so unhappy, and I started feeling dizzy sometimes. So just out of nowhere, I started feeling dizzy and losing, my balance. And I went to see different doctors. They did blood checks and everything, but they could not find a reason. And I was just so unhappy that I decided to look for something else. And I remember one day when I had an argument with my mom, and usually I never argue with my mother, I thought, wow, now I'm even arguing with my family, and why should I be here in this business, and it's not fun at all, and I don't know what to do with my life. I was 23 or 24, about that age, 23 I guess, I think. And I decided to look for a book or something to find a way. And I don't know if you believe in the universe, I don't know what I believe, but some things are just meant to be. And I went into the bookstore and I was looking for a book, and I found one book where a woman told the story about her life, that she was 25, self-employed, and she had everything she always dreamed about: a cool car, a house or an apartment, a boyfriend, nice clothes, a social life. but still she wasn't fulfilled. And this was exactly what I was planning to do. Becoming self-employed with 25 was always my dream then, to overtake the business of my family. And the strange thing was that she talked about a drug addiction on the worst day of her life, that she started taking drugs on the worst day of her life. I didn't start taking drugs, luckily, but it was the same date she wrote in that book. It was the exact same day I was reading the book. It was a day in August. I still have the book somewhere with the receipt of the book when I bought it. Maybe I will write my book one day to share the story. And then I bought this book, and it was about meditation after working out, but it was just a really slow workout. It was a woman in America, and she talked about jumping or skipping ropes, I think is the name, or jumping on a trampoline or going for a walk, and then meditation afterwards. I didn't like the slow workout, but I liked the meditation part. And I started to add meditation to my gym workouts. I used to go to the gym 4 times a week back then, or maybe even 5 times. I was like in this fitness hype, you know, like eating chicken and rice almost every day without being conscious and aware of my health. And I decided to skip the gym workout one day when I was working 60 hours and still going to the gym. This was my whole life, gym and working. And skipped the workout and went to a yoga class. And I joined the yoga class in the gym, which I don't recommend you to do your first yoga class in the gym ever. And it was the worst, like it was terrible. I didn't understand anything. She was speaking English in Innsbruck, which is not really, no one is used to that. And a down dog, up dog, I had no idea what she was talking. So I thought yoga is nothing for me. But I decided to need something new, a new perspective. So I grabbed my bag and I did my first post on Instagram, which was, sometimes you have to travel the world to find yourself. And then I started traveling. First I went to Australia, and then I met a girl there, and she was a really cool person. And the day before I was in a bookstore, and I found, it wasn't really a bookstore, it was a second-hand shop. There were only clothes and one book, How to Start Meditation. I still have the book. I should show it to you. But it's a big book. It was used and it was really cheap. It was only £3 or something in Australia. It was so expensive, but I could afford the book, luckily. And then I met this girl from a cafe, and then, it started raining. We played cards in the hippie camper van when I was traveling Australia in a van. And then she saw the book and she said, "Oh, you meditate?" And I said, "Yeah, kind of. I'm trying to. I'm starting." And she said, "Oh, let's meditate." And we were sitting in this bus, and she was just doing something weird with her hands. And she was half Asian and half Canadian. It was Canadian and half Asian. And it looked so beautiful when she was playing with her hands, and the whole van was full of energy and vibrating. And I thought, what is happening? And then on the next day, one of her best friends was coming. He planned to visit her, and he was also from Canada. His name is Rob. So thanks to Rob, we're still in contact. He just finished the teacher training with Dylan Werner. So nice greetings to my friend Rob for being part of this story. And then we met, and he said, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And then I wanted to plan to become a fitness trainer and adding meditations after my workouts. I had everything, the name, fitness and meditation with Marcel Clementi, and And I told him about my plan. He said, "No, I think yoga teacher fits better to you." And I said, no, I want to become a fitness trainer. And I mean, I'm not that bulk, so maybe he was right. And I didn't do much yoga before, so I said, no, I tried it once, I didn't like it. He said, no, it totally depends on what yoga style you're doing and what yoga teacher, and you just have to find your own style, but this would be a perfect fit for you. I said, yeah, maybe we'll have a look again. And then I said goodbye, and I traveled to Thailand to do Muay Thai, to make it part. I was already practicing Muay Thai 2 years already before, and I wanted to make it part of my fitness and meditation business. And then after 2 weeks in a training fight, I injured my leg, and I already had paid for 1 month in Phuket in Thailand. And I thought, all right, then I will just check out yoga. And then it was yoga for athletes. And it was so cool. The teacher was a Russian woman, and she was so cool and powerful, but still with stretching and mobility, so great for fitness. And I understood that yoga is really cool. And afterwards, an Indian person came up to me and said, oh, you're practicing yoga often, right? And I said, no, this was my 2nd class ever. He said, oh, really? That fits to you. What do you for work? And I said, oh, I want to become a fitness trainer. And he said, no, you should become a yoga teacher. And I said, no, I want to become a fitness trainer. And he did this. You know, the Indian people sometimes doing this with the head. And he said, okay, but think about it. And I thought, yeah, maybe I think about it. And I went to yoga every day for, I think, 1 or 2 weeks, so not really many yoga classes. And I met him again and said, yeah, where can I do the yoga teacher training? And he said, go to this school in Kerala in India. I didn't look it up. I just trusted him, or let's call it the universe. And I just, yeah, signed up for the teacher training course. And they said, you have to practice 6 months already to be part of the teacher training. And I just said to myself, all right, I just tell them I had a bad teacher, which was kind of true in the 1st class, and I'm just not flexible. So I was there and I had no idea about sun salutations or anything. But I finished this training and I met another very inspiring person. It was Andre. He's a very, this guy, when he steps into a room, everyone is looking. Not because he is so handsome, sorry Andre to say that, but just because of his energy. Like, he was so friendly and smiling, and he just knew how to talk and how to connect with people. And he became kind of a mentor for me. He gave me some books. The Secret was one of it. And he, at the end, after knowing him for 1 month and telling him that I really want to become one of the best yoga teachers in the world. This is one of my goals, and this is why I'm practicing and reading as much as I can almost every day. Every day would be a lie, but I'm trying to do it every day. Yeah, still. And he said, yeah, I believe in you. Becoming a millionaire wasn't easy for him too. And I said, what? And yeah, he told me he is living on Ibiza. He's just retired. He's just here for fun, and he didn't want to tell me first, but he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and he showed me his houses and everything, and I said, whoa, all right. And I read the books he recommended me and learned more about self-development and how to do a business, marketing. I came back to Innsbruck. I started my self-employment right away, and when I started my bank account, the woman in the bank who should be my advisor, she said, oh, you want to be self-employed? With what? And I said, with yoga. And she was like, all right, so you don't need a big account, right? Yes, that's what she said. And now I'm smiling and laughing because this gave me just extra motivation. And yeah, I started my self-employment. Everyone laughed, my friends laughed and said, you're just doing this for the chicks, right? And I said, no, I'm doing this because it seems to be my biggest passion I have just found in India, and I want to deepen my knowledge and I want to start my own business. So my parents said, just do it part-time fruit business, part-time the yoga business. And I said, no, I'll go all in. This will be big. And then I started renting the big yoga room. And the only thing that was big was the room, because it was still empty because no one was coming to my classes. I didn't give up. I printed posters, flyers. I said, yeah, first class for free. And slowly it was filling. But then I heard many rumors about me in Innsbruck from other yoga studios. Unfortunately, yoga is not always peace and love. Sometimes it is the opposite. And there is jealousy and greed. And yeah, I heard some rumors, and even one person, I already did a YouTube video about that. I put the link up here where I talk about not to give up and not to influence others. So he posted and made fun of me. Check the video and you will see. And so I decided to prove myself and others that I know more, and then I went to India to learn more and to do another 300-hour teacher training. So I was a 500-hour teacher trainer, and I even got a job offer from the school there to teach and be part of the teaching program. I felt so honored. I wanted to teach in Bali first, and then in Bali I got dengue fever and had to go back to Austria and never return to India. Part of the game, part of the plan, I guess. I came back, all my students I built up to fill the room were back then in another yoga studio, so I would have to start by zero, and I had no energy because of dengue. I was just laying on the bed and I was, no muscles, no motivation. So I thought, why not starting in a yoga studio? So I looked for a yoga studio in Innsbruck. I decided to choose a really small one where not hundreds of yoga teachers are teaching, to still have part of my own brand. And I started working there. She promised me more and more classes the more people I bring. So I started with 2 classes. I brought more and more people. At the end, I had 4 people, and more people signed up in my classes than in hers. So she started to canceling my classes again and said, it's summer break, summer low, but I still had many people in my classes, so there was no low in my classes, but fair enough. And she said I can still do Ashtanga classes, but this was the only yoga styles she had not learned. So we met to talk about it, and I said, no, I can't do this. I will do the 1 class here and 1 class in another yoga studio. And she said no, because then the yoga people who I just signed up will go back to another. Then I said, all right, then I rent my room, and she said, no, you can't do that, same idea. So I said, how do you think about it? I am a full-time yoga teacher. How should I afford paying my bills? And then she answered, quick break to just let it, making it more, you know what I want. I wanted to build up the tension. But she said to me, just go back to your parents and do it part-time. No one is a full-time yoga teacher. Just go back selling fruits. And maybe one day you will earn some money with Instagram, she said. So that's what she said. And I'm happy that I quit. And I started again to build up my business. And I went to so many hotels with my maps and said, hey, this is me. I would like to start teaching yoga. And they already had a yoga teacher. So I said, all right, whenever you need me, just let me know and I'll come. And then, of course, when they invite me to the hotel to cover a class, I gave my best, I prepared. And then at the end, I asked the guests if they could maybe give some feedback at the hotel reception if they have enjoyed the class. And then, suddenly they asked me to come back every day. And that's the thing. In the end, there are many people that try to drag you down. There are many people that try to tell you you can't do anything. And there are moments where you have to cancel something because just no one cares about your product. Especially as a yoga teacher now, where feels like every second person is a yoga teacher. It is hard business. But still, if you know your product, if you know what you want to reach, if you know your goals, it doesn't matter how many other people are there, because people will choose you because of your personality, because how you are, and because the work you are doing. So I think this is so important, not to give up and to believe in ourselves, to do the work, no matter if you're a yoga teacher and you read more about anatomy or philosophy or cueing, if you work on your playlist or your flows. If you have a business and you're trying to make tea and you just always try the tea and make it better and better and think about promotion and marketing, then it doesn't matter how big the other brands, the competition is the word I'm looking for, the competition is, if you don't give up. Then I started traveling internationally, and also people think, oh wow, international yoga teacher. This just means that I taught in Germany. If I'm Austrian and I taught in Germany, it was international. So it's just a term, how to become a international yoga teacher. Go on Instagram, write it in your bio, congratulations, you're an international yoga teacher. This is not something you get from any alliance or somewhere. This is something you give yourself. And when I did my first workshop in Berlin, no one signed up. At the end, they gave me a receipt for 50 euros, which I had to pay for not even showing up because it was just cancelled for administration, but they didn't support me in promotion at all. So nice greetings to this yoga studio as well. And sorry for not paying the 50 euros. It's just not fair in my eyes. So to sum it up, it is not always as easy as you see it on social media. It's not that brands are contacting me and asking me, Marcel, could you teach for us? Of course, this happens many times at the moment, from weird companies to teach live classes for free or for peace and love, because sometimes they think we as yoga teachers can teach for free. But it's not that the things are just happening. I am a big believer, Justin Bieber believer. No, I'm a big believer that if you believe in something and you visualize it, that the things come true. But sitting on your butt and just waiting things to happen won't work. So you have to do the steps. If you are looking for a retreat company or a hotel company that wants to do a retreat with you, I have sent 146 emails on just one day, sitting in front of the computer the whole day, because you don't want to put them after each other so they know you asked 145 other hotels. You want to make it as personal as possible. And this took some time and I got an answer from 2 hotels. But at the end, I am still working with one company. I will do my 200-hour teacher training there. So if you think about becoming a 200-hour teacher training, you will see the hotel and we will meet in person. So that's it, guys. This is it, what I wanted to tell you. To sum it up, believe in yourself. Don't give up. Don't believe everything you see on Instagram. Everyone is struggling, especially now at the moment. Everyone is having a hard time somehow. If it's not in business, then maybe it's in the private life, maybe it's with the partner, maybe it's health, mental health, whatever. We are all struggling. But if you're scrolling down on social media and just checking out the profiles which are traveling in a perfect shape, eating colorful burgers and fruits, and we're sitting at home in lockdown and everything is gray, maybe this is not the best TV or entertainment program and you better read a book or watch some cartoons that make you laugh. Or so that's it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to my path. Of course, I could make it bigger and bigger, but you see, if something is meant to be, I truly believe that things will happen. Never stop dreaming, and I can't wait to meet you in person. If you have more questions, just write it down in the comments. I'm happy to answer all of them. If you have any other video requests or questions about myself or about yoga, then please also write a comment. Follow me on Instagram for more. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And there's one more thing I would ask you to do. I would have never become so far, or I would never be as far as I am in my life without help. No matter if it was Andre, if it was Rob, if it was my girlfriend who is supporting me, or if it was Flo, for example, another YouTube channel, Flo Yoga, Breathe and Flow, who is supporting me and giving me tips for equipment. So we always need support of others. So here's the part I'm asking you for help. Please help me to make this channel grow. At the moment, it's still in the beginning, but I would definitely put in more work and more time. If you could tell other people about this channel, maybe let's make a challenge out of it and you tell 3 people about this channel, 3 people who should start with yoga, meditation, or maybe starting their own business and need to listen that not everything is as easy in the beginning, but everything is possible. All right, if you want to get to know more about me and why I'm talking about, I made it or something, I don't say that at all. I'm still on my way and I know I have so much more to learn, but I am happy to have the chance to work with big brands and teaching on big festivals. And this was, for me personally, my goal, and I'm happy to have reached at least some of them. And I'm happy and motivated to reach all the others. All right, enough for today. Thank you so much, and let's talk again soon.